Alright, we're going to do a reverse kit on this Rx1, and we need to remove the parking brake and we need to remove the brake rotor or caliper and rotor. Okay, so this is a guard, a chain guard, and this has got a little slot in it. It goes like that. Slides in there. There it is. Put it like that. You got your bolts here. We're going to red Loctite. That's just a chain guard to keep it from slapping the case. And then we'll get a 10 mil, tighten those down. I'm sure there's a torque spec, but I don't know it, and good luck finding it. It's Yamaha, so I'm just going to do it by feel. Get it good and tight with my 1/4 inch ratchet, and then the red Loctite will do the rest. Okay, that pin's in. I got the right part. This is the factory shim that I had to take out. This is the one I've been waiting for. That was supposed to come with the reverse kit, but it finally showed up. Oh, just dropped the factory one. So this one goes on this way. And the reason for that is there's this needle bearing right here, and that shim, it rides on the back of here and it holds that needle bearing in place. And if you use the factory one would it fits inside that needle bearing, so that needle bearing could potentially come out and come apart, so you have to replace that. So put that back in there like that. Okay, I got my little slip washer on this shaft here. That's that washer there, goes there. This little idler gear goes there. Chain's gonna go over both. Done this a few times, so I found this was the easiest way, is to get everything kind of sitting in there. And then we get this gear goes next. It just makes it easier this way. This gasket's kind of in the way. There we are. Kind of meshed up there. Okay, now this shaft is next. You got to make sure you got that washer on there. It goes this way. You can see the little mark there on the ring. It goes against that gear. Slips on like that, and that washer's there to hold the needle bearing on this side. So then you could probably tighten that up. Just to keep the chain in place. We'll do an adjustment on that in a bit. You go finger tight and then you back it off, but we'll do that after we get this installed. Okay, so the next piece, that would be this gear here with your shift fork. That's going to fit into those dogs there, so I'm going to try to line that up. Seriously, perfect first try. Wow, cool. Then the next piece, this gear here, it's got that little spring on it. It's going to go into that dog there, like that. And it looks like this, is this washer there? No, it's not there. Also a washer goes on the back side of this one. Okay, what's next now? I think I'm next for that spring and bolt. Okay, so this spring goes here like that. And then we're going to put this sleeve here goes on the end of the spring. And this is my bolt right here. I'm going to put some Loctite on. I'm going to have to go get a ratchet for this. Let's see if I can get this to start. Okay, we're started. Now I just gotta go grab a ratchet. Be right back. Okay, so we're gonna tighten that down now. And get this emergency brake out of the way. I'm sure there's a torque spec for this, but I'm just going to go by feel. That'll be tight enough. We've got Loctite on the bolt anyway. And this should pull away like that. And then we'll mesh with that other gear. There, that's in place. Next piece. Okay, so we tighten the chain up by hand, finger tight, and then they back it off one turn. That's half. That's one turn right there. Tighten the lock nut. And it's got about that much slack, which I feel like is too much. But it's going to be pulling against it, so all the slack should be on that side. They say one turn, but I feel like half a turn would be better. I'll have to check that spec. Let's just tighten that back up again and see where we're at. Okay, I'll say that's a half a turn right there. That feels more like it. I'd say half a turn is probably good, not one turn. And you tighten up that jam nut. That keeps your chain tight. Tension, yeah, it looks. I think that's probably good. Alright. Next part, I'm going to take this key off because this key is going to be in my way to do the next step. Of course I can't grab it. Oh, there it is. Okay, next step is the cover. You're going to want to clean this out, and I already did that. And I wiped it pretty good. This is the part that's probably a little bit tricky because you have to try to line up that fork. Okay, you can see that fork has got to line up into that that groove there. Let's see if I can position this camera to show you without it falling down. Not very much light in there either. get the light right. Oh, there's some light. You gotta make sure your seal is on right too. That's the other tricky part. Oh yeah, the seal's popping off. This coolant hose is kind of in the way too. I'm gonna get it started on that shaft there. Can't really see in there to see if we're lined up. No, that's not in the right spot. Oh, there we are. That looks right. There, that's fallen into the right place. See if that seal feels right still. Hopefully it does. I think it does. Feeling around the bottom there, that seal. That's going to connect there. We'll hook that up later. Okay, that feels cinched down. And the only thing I don't know is that, oh, that seal feels like it's there. Feels like it's in the right spot. All right, now I just got to put the bolts in. This thing's been apart for a week. There's not too many of them, so that one feels like it goes there. That one's definitely right there. Just gonna get all these started. All right, got them all started. Now I'm gonna get a tool to tighten this down. Okay, so I got all those tightened up off camera. The next step would be you got to put this ring on there, and that's your seal for your up here. And it slides into that seal like that. If you really want, you can lube that up, but I can see there's still lube in there. So you put that in like that, and then you got to tighten that little Allen key. And that's just going to hold that seal ring in place. I'm going to grab a ratchet here. Okay, now you need your keyway. That's for your disc brake. Now we're going to move on to the linkage part that they took apart. I don't think they had to, but they did. And I am missing a part here. There's supposed to be a little sleeve. Like I found this one around the shop. I'm going to have to make something work here, but it's got a bolt to there. And I got to get it tight. so that I can connect that there, and then this linkage connects to that linkage, and then reverse works. So I gotta go find something. Okay, so I made like a little fitting in here. It fits pretty tight. It's a little sleeve for this little deal here, and now I'm gonna, or this linkage, and I'm gonna bolt it up, and I'll show you what it looks like. One thing you don't want to forget is this bolt here. This holds the other side of that pin that we put in for the idler gear, and it's just I think it's just extra security that they want there, so it doesn't vibrate back and forth. So you got to make sure you don't forget that. Now you got to connect your linkage, I guess. Connects your linkage, and then you put your nut on, and then we'll try it out and make sure it works. Okay, now with the track jacked up, what you're going to do is you're going to take a wrench and you're going to turn this just to verify your track is going in the right direction there. I'm turning it. Okay, now we're going to pull the reverse gear lever. That should be reverse right there, and then we're going to crank it and we're going to see if it goes in reverse, cranking it forwards. So going clockwise on that shaft, track is going backwards. Okay, so we're going to try it again and forwards, and you should hear it click. I'll get clockwise, clicked, and now the track is going forward again. So now you know your reverse gear is going to work. Okay, so now you're going to put your disc brake on. You keep, oh yeah, we got to pull that keyway out of the way, get these shims on. I got one shim I got to put on there. It's the thicker one. You should have taken two off with your disc brake. So we got to put your shim on. That's the thick one. Thicker one there. Put the keyway back in. Keyway sits down nice. Grab the disc brake. And it slides on just nice like that. And then your outer washer and your snap ring. There, it snapped into place. Just make sure your snap ring is in all the way around. So you don't want that sucker coming off. Disc brake come apart. Okay, disc brake is in place. Now you put your caliper back on. Okay, now you're doing your parking brake. You get one started. The second one's a little bit tricky because the linkage kind of interferes with the bolt when it's loose. So you gotta push it one way so you can kind of get it to start. And then once it's in, you can release the linkage. There we go. Now we can release it, won't interfere. And then you can tighten that down. Okay, so now we're going to fill the chain case with oil. It calls for 300 milliliters of 7580. Well, I've got 7590, and it did say GL5 on the form, so that's what this is. So we're just going to top that up. And of course I'm leaking on the floor because it doesn't go in fast enough. I guess you got to pour it slow. You get a little bit of sawdust from what I spilled on the floor there. So I'm just noticing on my dipstick here, get it in frame. It says standard on one side and reverse on the other. I'm not sure if there's two separate levels for two different types of gear case. Looks like they want more for if you have a standard, with no reverse. Maybe that's because, I don't know why. That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, we'll put it in and check it. Let's see what we got in there. Looks like we're over full. We're a little bit over full on the stick. But the internet said 300 milliliters, and that's what I put in. So we're going to go with that. I don't think being a little over full is going to hurt it. Okay, get your side panel back on, and that's it. If you like this content, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.